Everyone thinks they know how to save gas. Use premium fuel, roll down the windows, fill up in the morning. Yeah, most of it is total nonsense. Some of these so-called fuel-saving hacks are actually draining your wallet every time you drive. In this video, we're exposing 17 of the dumbest fuel myths drivers still believe. And one of them might be killing your MPG right now. Let's bust these myths wide open. 17. Turning off the AC saves gas. Many drivers believe that turning off the air conditioning saves a significant amount of fuel, but that's only half the truth. While it's true that the AC draws power from the engine, modern air conditioning systems are far more efficient than older ones and have minimal impact on fuel consumption. What's often overlooked is the drag caused by rolling down windows at higher speeds, especially on highways. Open windows disrupt the vehicle's aerodynamics, forcing the engine to work harder and, in turn, burn more fuel. In fact, using the AC at highway speeds may actually be more fuel efficient than opening the windows. Of course, at low city speeds, the difference is negligible. But if you're cruising on the freeway, turning off the AC and relying on windows could backfire. So, go ahead, stay cool, and don't stress. Comfort doesn't always come at a cost when it comes to modern vehicles. 16. Manual transmissions always save gas. It used to be true that manual transmission cars were more fuel efficient than automatics. In the past, manuals gave drivers more control over gear shifts, and automatics were clunky, less responsive, and burned more fuel. But times have changed. Modern automatic transmissions are now incredibly sophisticated, with features like continuously variable transmissions, CVTs, and dual clutch systems that can outperform even experienced stick-shift drivers. These systems optimize shifting far better than most humans can, and often result in better fuel economy. In fact, many new cars with automatics actually have higher miles per gallon, MPG ratings than their manual counterparts. So, while driving stick might still feel sportier or more connected, it's no longer a guarantee of saving fuel. If you're choosing a vehicle solely based on efficiency, don't dismiss an automatic, especially in newer models where the technology is designed to squeeze every drop of power and fuel economy possible. 15. Cruise control always saves fuel. Cruise control is often seen as a magic tool for fuel economy, but its benefits depend on the terrain and your driving habits. On flat highways, cruise control can indeed help. It maintains a steady speed and avoids unnecessary acceleration, which saves gas. But on hilly or uneven roads, cruise control may actually waste more fuel. That's because it tries to maintain a constant speed even on uphill climbs, forcing the engine to work harder when a human driver might ease off the throttle slightly and coast more efficiently. Experienced drivers often outperform cruise control in such conditions by adjusting to the road's contours manually. However, if you're prone to frequent braking and sudden acceleration, cruise control will likely still be the better option for saving gas. So while it's not a fuel-saving miracle, it can be helpful if you know when to use it wisely. 14. Topping off your tank gives you more gas. Topping off your fuel tank after the pump automatically clicks off might seem like a good way to get your money's worth, but it's actually a bad idea. Once the tank is full, any extra fuel you try to squeeze in either spills out, evaporates, or gets sucked back into the pump's vapor recovery system. That means you're not getting more gas. You're just wasting it. Even worse, overfilling your tank can damage your car's evaporative emissions control system, particularly the charcoal canister designed to trap fuel vapors. If this system gets flooded with liquid fuel, it can lead to costly repairs and reduce fuel efficiency. Overfilling also increases the risk of fuel spills, which are harmful to your car's paint and the environment. 13. Premium gas cleans your engine and improves performance. Many people think premium gas is somehow better, that it cleans your engine or gives better mileage. But here's the truth. Unless your vehicle specifically requires premium fuel, using it does nothing for performance, fuel economy, or engine cleanliness. Premium gas has a higher octane rating, which means it's designed to prevent knocking in high-performance engines. If your engine isn't built for high-octane fuel, it can't take advantage of those properties. And about that cleaning claim, it's mostly marketing. All fuel grades, regular, mid-grade, and premium, are required to contain detergent additives that clean the engine. You're not getting any extra cleaning power by paying more. 12. Filling up in the morning saves money. There's a long-standing myth that fueling up in the morning gets you more gas because cooler temperatures supposedly make fuel denser. The theory goes, colder fuel equals more energy per gallon equals better value. Sounds clever, right? Wrong. Gasoline at fuel stations is stored underground, where the temperature stays remarkably consistent regardless of the time of day. That means the gas you pump at 7 a.m. is the same temperature and density as it is at 3 p.m. You're not getting any extra volume or energy by showing up early. Furthermore, gas pumps are calibrated to account for minor temperature differences. In fact, the only potential downside of morning fill-ups is if you overfill your tank and let it sit in the sun, causing the fuel to expand and potentially spill. So, don't lose sleep or rearrange your schedule to chase this myth. Time of day makes no difference. 11. Driving on a low tank damages the engine. A lot of drivers panic when the fuel light comes on, believing that running on a low tank will damage the engine. But here's the truth. Your engine doesn't care how full the tank is. It only needs enough fuel to keep running. What really matters is your fuel pump, which is located inside the tank and uses the surrounding gasoline to keep cool. When you frequently drive with very low fuel levels, the pump has less fuel to cool it, which can shorten its lifespan over time. Another common concern is that low fuel picks up debris from the tank bottom, but the fuel pump always draws from the bottom anyway, whether the tank is full or nearly empty. Modern cars also have advanced fuel filters that trap any contaminants before they reach your engine. So, no, it won't destroy your engine, but it might wear out the pump eventually. 10. Big gas stations have better fuel. It's easy to assume that big-name gas stations like Shell or Chevron have superior fuel. After all, they charge more and promote fancy additives like Techron. But the truth is, all gasoline sold in the US, and most countries, must meet strict government standards for quality and performance. In fact, the base fuel often comes from the same refineries, delivered by the same trucks to multiple stations, regardless of brand. The only difference is in the detergent additives each company mixes in. Yes, big brands may add more cleaning agents, but these don't necessarily improve performance or fuel economy. They're mainly intended to reduce carbon buildup over time. Meanwhile, discount or independent gas stations still meet required standards and can be just as safe for your engine. So, don't assume paying more means you're filling up with superior gas. For most drivers, fuel is fuel, brand name or not. 9. Fuel additives improve mileage and performance. Fuel additives are often marketed as miracle solutions, claiming to boost fuel economy, clean your engine, and improve performance. But in reality, most of these claims are exaggerated or flat-out false. If these additives really worked as well as advertised, fuel companies would already include them in every gallon of gas, and some actually do, in minimal amounts. While certain reputable products, like Seafoam, may help in specific situations, especially in older or neglected engines, the average car that's regularly maintained doesn't need extra additives. In many cases, the cost of buying these products outweighs any fuel savings. Worse, some low-quality additives can even do more harm than good. 8. Shutting the engine off at every stop saves fuel. It sounds logical. If your engine isn't running, you're not burning fuel, right? That's true, but the real-world benefit of turning your engine off at every stop is minimal at best. Modern fuel-injected engines use very little fuel when idling, and starting them back up consumes nearly the same amount. Plus, repeatedly turning your car on and off adds wear and tear to your starter motor and battery. Unless you're going to be stopped for more than 30 seconds, like at a railroad crossing or during a long traffic jam. It's better to leave the engine running. That's why hybrid vehicles are designed with advanced start-stop systems, but most conventional cars aren't built for constant restarts. 7. All gas station brands are the same. While most gas stations pull from the same fuel sources, there are some differences, just not the ones you might think. All gasoline sold in regulated countries meet strict quality and safety standards. The real difference between brands lies in their additive packages, things like detergents, corrosion inhibitors, and anti-foaming agents. Big-name brands like Shell or Mobil often market these additives as performance boosters, but for the average driver, the difference is barely noticeable. Many budget gas stations buy the exact same fuel, just without the expensive branded additives, and pass the savings on to you. Unless your car specifically recommends top-tier gasoline, you're not missing out by going to a cheaper station. The truth is, for daily driving, most cars can't tell the difference between discount fuel and premium branded gas. 6. Expensive fuel injector cleaners are necessary for maintenance. Some drivers swear by pricey fuel system cleaners, believing they keep the engine in top shape, but in most cases, these are unnecessary, especially if you're already using quality gasoline with built-in detergents. Modern engines and fuel systems are designed to run clean, and routine use of top-tier gas is often all you need to prevent buildup. While certain products like Chevron's Techron or Seafoam can help in older cars or engines that have gone too long without maintenance, they're not miracle cures. If your engine has a genuine fuel system issue, no bottle of cleaner is going to fix it. A mechanic will. 5. Paying more for fuel always means better quality. This myth is one of the most expensive mistakes drivers make. Many people assume that the more you pay at the pump, the better the fuel, but that's not always the case. Higher price doesn't always mean higher quality, especially if your car doesn't require premium or high-octane fuel. Premium gas is only beneficial for engines designed to use it. If your owner's manual says regular 87 octane is fine, paying for 91 or 93 octane won't make your engine cleaner or stronger. In fact, it may even lead to slightly reduced efficiency in some cases. Similarly, some stations charge more just because of their brand name, not because the fuel is better. 4. Idling your car warms it up faster. Many drivers believe that letting your car idle for several minutes before driving is the best way to warm up the engine, especially in cold weather. But that's outdated thinking. While older vehicles with carburetors needed some time to warm up before driving, modern fuel-injected engines are designed to work efficiently almost immediately, even in the cold. In fact, idling your car for long periods doesn't just waste fuel, it can actually be harmful. When your car idles, the engine isn't working hard enough to fully warm up. This can lead to poor fuel combustion, increased emissions, and even carbon buildup over time. On top of that, you're burning gas without going anywhere, which hits both your wallet and the environment. The best way to warm up your car today: start the engine, wait 30 seconds to a minute, and then start driving gently. The engine and other components like the transmission and suspension warm up faster when the car is in motion. Just avoid aggressive driving until everything reaches normal operating temperature. So next time you're tempted to warm up the car by letting it idle for 10 minutes, don't. It's not helping your engine, it's just wasting gas. 3. You need to change your oil every 3,000 miles. For years, the 3,000-mile oil change was considered a golden rule. Mechanics pushed it, service shops advertised it, and drivers followed it without question. But today's engines and motor oils are far more advanced than they used to be, and that old advice is no longer necessary. Most modern cars can safely go 5,000 to 7,500 miles between oil changes, and some even longer with synthetic oil, up to 10,000 miles or more. Your car's owner's manual will tell you the recommended interval, and it's wise to follow that, instead of the outdated 3,000-mile rule. Why does this myth persist? Part of it is habit, and part of it is profit. Quick lube shops make money from frequent oil changes. But if you're changing your oil more often than your vehicle needs, you're just wasting time, money, and resources. It also creates unnecessary environmental waste in the form of used oil. That said, don't ignore oil changes completely. Dirty or low oil can seriously damage your engine. Stick to your manufacturer's guidelines and check your oil level regularly. Also, consider your driving habits. Frequent short trips or heavy towing might require more frequent changes. Bottom line, the 3,000-mile oil change is mostly a thing of the past. Trust your car's manual, not the sticker on your windshield. 2. You must let your engine run before driving in cold weather. A lot of people still believe that in cold weather, you need to start your car and let it run for several minutes before driving. This might have been true decades ago when cars used carburetors, but it's no longer necessary with modern engines. Today's vehicles use electronic fuel injection systems that automatically adjust to cold temperatures. These systems allow the engine to warm up quickly, and the fastest way to do that is by driving. When your car is moving, the engine works harder, heats up faster, and reaches its ideal operating temperature more efficiently. Letting your car idle for long periods in cold weather just wastes fuel and increases emissions. It can even cause long-term damage by allowing fuel to mix with oil when the engine isn't warm enough to burn it off. This leads to sludge buildup, which can reduce engine performance over time. That said, giving your engine 30 seconds to a minute to get the oil circulating before driving is still a good idea. After that, drive gently until everything warms up. Don't floor it or drive aggressively when it's still cold. So, if you're waiting 5 to 10 minutes before driving on a chilly morning, stop. You're burning gas, not helping your car. Just start it, wait a moment, and go. 1. More horsepower means better fuel economy. At first glance, it might seem like more horsepower equals a more powerful, and maybe even more efficient engine. But when it comes to fuel economy, more horsepower doesn't automatically mean better mileage. In fact, it usually means the opposite. Horsepower measures how much power your engine can produce. A higher horsepower engine is typically built for performance, faster acceleration, higher top speeds, and better towing power. But all that extra power comes at a cost. It usually burns more fuel. That's why sports cars and trucks with big engines often have lower miles per gallon (MPG) ratings than smaller, lower-powered vehicles. Fuel efficiency depends on many factors: engine size, vehicle weight, transmission type, aerodynamics, and more. Modern cars have become very smart at balancing performance with efficiency, thanks to technology like turbochargers, CVTs, and hybrid systems. But unless your car is designed specifically for performance and fuel economy, more horsepower generally means more fuel consumption. Of course, some high horsepower engines do better than you'd expect, especially when paired with efficient drivetrains. But for the average driver, choosing a car based on horsepower alone won't save gas. It'll likely cost more at the pump. So, don't fall for the myth that more horsepower equals better fuel economy. It's usually the other way around. So, there you have it. 13 fuel myths that way too many people still believe. From wasting money on premium gas your car doesn't even need, to falling for fuel additives that do nothing but drain your wallet. These false beliefs are costing drivers every single day. The truth is, modern engines are smarter, more efficient, and require less trickery than ever before. All you really need is the right fuel, proper maintenance, and a little common sense. Don't get scammed at the pump just because someone told you a myth that sounds right. Now that you know better, stop wasting money and drive smarter. If you learned something new today, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a myth-busting video like this one. Got a crazy car myth you've heard? Drop it in the comments. We might feature it in the next video.